Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today you will be cooking with Tianna Vybe. Today we will be cooking cheesy mashed potatoes with pork chops and well-seasoned broccoli. I'm going to show you how to do this. Here's our 6 nice pieces of pork chops. We're going to start by soaking it in some vinegar and some water. When you're done soaking it, we're going to get into our seasoning. We're going to start with some garlic, some cayenne pepper, some basil, oregano, adobo, Larry's, paprika, parsley, and Montreal steak seasoning. When you're seasoning your meat, just use common sense and great judgment. Make sure your pot is hot and oiled. Then you can start putting your meat in. We're just going to brown our meat, all 6 pieces. Brown it on each side and take it out. Now when I take out my browned pork chops out of the pot, I like to chop it up. Some people may want to leave it on the bone in whole, or you can chop it up. I like to chop it up because I like the way it fits in the pot with the gravy, and it works out when serving food for children. What I have on the side here is my onions, garlic, tomatoes, and mushrooms. I had it chopped up and ready, waiting for me to take the browned pork chops out the pot so I can throw these in the same pot that I took the pork chops out of. Then I just mix it up, let it marinate, and then I throw my chopped up pork chops right in there and let that get together. Mix it up some more. And then you just want to make sure that you cover up your pot to make sure it marinates nicely with the vegetables mixed with the meat all chopped up. Let it get nice and soft. The longer you leave it in the heat, the softer it's going to be, but you don't want to overdo it. And while that's in the process, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys my little recipe, what I like to put together. What I do is I mix anything. I can make a gravy out of anything. I like different sauces, different flavors. So in this one, what I put together is some olives, some jerk season, some ginger, and some General Tso sauce. I decided to put the olives for that zesty, tart kind of flavoring. And I put the jerk seasoning for the spice. It's very spicy, so you want to make sure you only put a little bit because it's going to give you that spicy kick. But if you overdo it, you won't get to enjoy the flavors unless you're one of those people that could eat the spiciest things and just remain unbothered. The next thing I'm adding in is this liquid ginger. It's very good flavoring. That's also a form of spice, a form of zest, a little mixture of both. Me personally, I like ginger in everything. Now the last thing I put is the General Tso sauce. That's a nice little sweetener sauce. It's like a duck sauce. I put a little bit of sweetener because it just evens out all the other ingredients that I mixed together. And then I just added a little flour to thicken my gravy. Now let's check this meat out. So for my gravy mix that I put together, I only put a little bit of sauces. I didn't put no water in there as of yet. I will add a little bit of water to stretch it a little bit. But if you want smothered pork chops, put more of everything that I put in there. And add more water, a little more flour, a little more ingredients. And then when you cover the pot up after you mix it together like I just did, then this gravy that you see right here will be covering all the meat. Me, I wasn't going for a smothered pork chop. I just like a little gravy on my food. Sometimes I'll probably go with the smothered, but right now I didn't. So right now, what you want to make sure you do is cover your pot. And then you want to give it about 20 minutes. Let that gravy marinate. And then check it out. This is a nice, quick, easy go-to dinner. You can just do it up with some mashed potatoes, some rice, whatever you want to eat it with, you know. It's quick and easy. The family love it, especially for you pork lovers. There's different ways you can do it. Some people like barbecue, spicy, sweet, you know. And some people like me, I like to mix and marinate my flavors. I will use fruits and dice it up and make my own gravy if I feel like it. So like I was saying, you can pick or choose whatever side you want to eat with your pork chops. Today we chose mashed potatoes. So my son here is washing the potatoes so that we can boil it, and then we're going to mash it and show you how it's done. So now the potatoes are boiled. I had my son peel them, and now we're cutting them so that we can be able to mash them easier. Once we're all done mashing them, we're going to use butter, cheese, and milk to make the cheesy mashed potatoes. So first we're going to use a half a stick of butter. And once we throw that in, we're going to throw in our cheese and our milk. Mix it all up. You see, it's nice and thick. Not too much milk because you don't want it to be too runny, but you don't want it to be too thick. Now, when you got all that mixed in, then you put your garlic, Lorry's, paprika, and parsley. Mix all that in together. And OMG, this was some good mashed potatoes. So we got our pork chops, our mashed potatoes. The only thing left is some broccoli. So here we are. We're soaking our broccoli with some vinegar and water. Yes, I like to clean everything before I eat it. And the next things we're going to do is cut up our onion, our garlic, our mushroom, and our tomatoes. My reason for cutting these things up is because we're not having ordinary broccoli. We're going to have some well-seasoned broccoli. After we cut up our stuff, we're going to pour some grapeseed oil in our pot. And we're going to throw in the onions, garlic, mushroom, and tomatoes in the pot. Let it mix up, simmer up, get it prepped for the broccoli to go in there. And then we throw our broccoli in the pot. After all your broccoli's in the pot, you can start seasoning it with a little bit of garlic. Then we can add a little adobo. Because it's vegetables, we're not going to put too much seasonings. We're just going to mildly season it so it could just be perfect. And voila, we just made pork chops with cheesy mashed potatoes and well-seasoned broccoli. Man, I wish you could eat this with me. But don't worry, I just left you the perfect ingredients so you could be able to do this all by yourself. And trust me when I tell you, if I could do it, you could do it. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can always come back and see what Tianna's cooking. Bye, guys.